Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada. The entertainment, the sports capital of the world, and so many things that are happening here in Las Vegas. Crimes are going up as well, but anyway, we'll talk about that a little later on the show. Welcome to our show. Today, our dear guest, our show co-host, SHELLY Stevens.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Beautiful SHELLY Stevens. I see you got a pink dress on today. Mm-hmm. You trying to match me or what?
I'm trying to match you.
Oh, all right. Okay, cool. Anyway, we're here. This is not a modeling show. This is just a show to entertain you people, to kind of educate you a little bit what's going on around the country, around the world. You know, it's SHELLY, you know, it's really something that we see so many shootings. I mean, the reason why I changed my topics for today's show because what happened yesterday and the shooting they had here in one of the schools. And I tell you, it's unbelievable how
it was terrible. It was something horrible to wake up to in the morning.
The kids are in school praying to God, and somebody through the window shooting them and kills them. Yeah. Can you imagine that? You're praying to God to help, you know, individuals out there. These young kids, 8, 9, 10 years old, 11 years old, and getting killed. You know, it's something that's uncalled for. You know, you guys out there, please, you know somebody, youngsters, or yourself, if you have guns and you're carrying a weapon, or you keep your guns out, keep them in a safe place where nobody can get a hold of them. I mean, there's a lot of youngsters out there, they get upset about something, and they know where you keep their gun, they go take the gun, and they take it to get even with somebody. They want to go out there and shoot people. You don't know what the kid was up to, but there's too much kills going on. You know, I checked out the stats and I was looking at the incidents in the United States 2024. There's a record number of shootings with 330 incidents reported, slightly down 349 in 2023. I mean, one is just too many, but having as high as 349, 330 incidents so far, and have resulted in 28 deaths and 70 injuries. That's not counting what happened yesterday. We have to put a stop to this. You know,
definitely.
SHELLY, what can we do to help you people out there?
I don't know. First of all, they need to be careful who they give a license to for people to carry guns. How are they giving guns to people who are as young as they are, especially with mental issues, and they're still getting guns? I don't understand it. I don't understand.
You know, I see that these kids, they have, they exchange drugs, guns for drugs. There's millions of guns out there today in the streets, you know, there were individuals that are not licensed. And a lot of these kids are youngsters under 18 carrying guns, and they're robbing stores. And you see all the cities, all the big cities, Chicago, New York, LA, you know, there's so many cities all over the country, so many shootings and robberies. Everything is out of control, you know. And I saw what they did in Washington, D.C. The president boarded the National Guards in there. And at first the governor was not happy with that, but now she's changing her tone. The governor changed the tone about, well, maybe it's working out because now there's less killings in D.C. in the last couple of weeks. And maybe we got to do something. We got to find a solution.
They need to do something, with the shootings as well, because it's just happening too much. Yesterday, I couldn't stop crying when I woke up to the news. It's like I have 3 grandsons that just went back to school last week, and all you can do is picture something like that happening to them. Yeah. And back when we were kids, the only thing we had to worry about was learn how to get under the desk in case there was a bomb coming from Cuba. We didn't know what was going on, but we're like, okay, we'll get under the desk and play hide and seek. But now these kids are trained for school shootings, but they were in church. There was nothing they could do.
Can you imagine? You're in the church praying. They're praying to God. Yeah, I mean, these young kids. And these things happen. It's uncalled for. So we're going to try to do something to make that happen. You know, in sports, they have so many empty seats in the games. And I was thinking to myself, I always think out the box. I'm thinking about so many sports out there and so many empty seats. What do we see if we could do kind of an exchange program where these kids can turn in their guns, no questions asked, and give them a ticket to go see a game or whatever. Yeah. You know, whether it's a fight, whether it's MMA, whether it's football, basketball, you know, hockey, you name it. And maybe it's kind of an exchange program. Turn in these guns.
It's a good idea.
Say no to guns, you know. We got to do something about that.
Something, yeah.
Or maybe create a different party.
There you go.
And maybe I'll run for president.
Yeah, you would be a good president.
And I'll say, okay, this is where we're going to do it.
Okay.
And maybe we'll stop, you know, because we got to go out there and talk to these kids. You know, I was talking to somebody yesterday about talking with senior program. It's talking to seniors. Seniors need some help too. There's a lot of seniors out there, that I know when I go down my I know what houses to look at to see if I see a car. Some of the seniors that live down the street, I know they live by themselves, and I worry about them sometimes. Sometimes I go and knock on the door, I ring the bell. I say, just checking to see I'm your neighbor down the street. I haven't seen you in a while. I want to see if you're okay.
Yeah.
And I'm okay. If you need anything, please come by down the street. You can ring my bell. I'm here to help you with anything.
Yeah.
That's the way I am with people. People I don't even know, because I want to make people feel like that they're in need. They need some help. They need somebody.
They matter.
You got to feel wanted. You got to be hugged. I'll make a T-shirt that says, "Hug me."
I like it.
A hug for peace or whatever. But it'd be something, we got to create something for people to show that we love you out there. We care for you. We're not about different parties. We're not about Democrat, Republican. We're about people. When I served in the Army, it said United States Army, the United States of America. And to me, United means that we're united.
All together.
And it seems like we're all fighting.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Day.
Let's pray to God that we can unite with one another and find happiness. Health most important, but happiness and help one another out there because we need that so much.
I think you would be a great president. Would you hire me as your vice president?
If I don't become you could be about right. And if not, I'll become a preacher. But I want to help you guys out there to do what I do. Don't do nothing wrong. Try to do the right things out there in life and I'm not perfect, but you know what? I'm hard to beat. And I say to everybody out there, you got to try to do the right things in life because life is just so bad out there. So many different illnesses out there. People getting sick for so many different things. I remember when I got hit with that COVID, and I got hit. You guys don't know. A lot of people thought I was dead because I was in the hospital for 5 months, but I came back like a fighter. I refused to take the full count. But thing is helping people out there.
Yeah.
I was listening to a speaker last night. He came to speak to us here last night at the Spanish Trail Country Club, and a guy named George Pirro. George Pirro was an FBI agent. He retired from the FBI. He was with them for 23 years, but he was the interrogator when they captured Saddam Hussein, who was the speaker, who was a prisoner, and this guy George Pirro was speaking to us last night. There was maybe about 100 people in the room. He was explaining to us about a whole hour of his duties, how he got into the FBI, and how he got chosen to become a speaker, actually a translator for him, Saddam Hussein, who spoke Arabic. And this gentleman, George, who was with last night, who happened to be a big fight fan, he said, when he saw me, he said, "Oh my God," he said, "Joe, I've been watching you for years with the fights." But anyway, he was so, it was so important the way he was talking to us, educating us when they captured Saddam Hussein and they had him in the prison. And they recruited him because he was one of the few of the 12,000 FBI agents at the time. He was one of the few, like 12 of them, that spoke Arabic. And he was one, and he got chosen, and he went out there, he had to interrogate Saddam Hussein. And he says he was in that prison room in a jail. He said it was a small place, no windows, nothing. He said he was in there for 2 months. He would go in there maybe 5-6 hours a day to interrogate, just get information from him. Yeah. But before he was shot. They executed Saddam Hussein. But he murdered so many people. He did so many things. He said Saddam Hussein didn't believe in God or nothing until he got captured. He was in prison, and now he was going to pray to God 5 times a day. And he says there was no clock in there, but the guy George had a watch on, and he asked George Pirro, the FBI, please tell me what time it is so I can pray every couple of hours. So he would it up. So at the end of the speech last night, we did a little presentation to him. And I asked him when at the back, I said, by the way, he was talking about different things that he had, you did. What happened to the watch that you had on when he was asking you what time it was for his prayers? And he said, "Joe, nobody ever asked me that question before." I said, "Good, so I'm asking you, because I'm both thinking out of the box." I said, "So where's the watch at?" He said, "They put it in an exhibit, for an exhibit at the museum they have for whatever, the FBI, whatever." But then it was given back to George. But he said, yeah, that was something really, a question nobody has ever asked him before.
I know, he always asks those questions.
He does hundreds of speeches all over the place, all over the world. He said, "Joe, but this is special." But anyway, George Pirro is an individual that was so informative what happened with Saddam Hussein. and educate us a little bit more while we're not behind the scenes. But we see all these things happening around the world, all these killings and whatnot. We don't want to see that no more. We got to stop these wars with Ukraine and Russia and what happened with Israel and the Israel going out with the war now with
in Gaza. Gaza. It's so sad to see those people begging for food.
We don't need that, because once you get to be people. I remember one time, Shelly, I went to China, and I went there to give a seminar to teach refereeing, and there was a soldier there. He came in uniform when I arrived at the airport, and so about a dignitary, and he took us to the hotel, and he says, "I'm going to be with you most of the time." The soldier said, he spoke English pretty good. He says, the reason why I asked for this assignment is because, he said, I'm also a judge, a referee in the Olympics. I said, really? He said, yes, I am. He said, you don't mind if I stay with you so we can watch the seminar? You can help me out a little bit. I want to come tomorrow. Can I come with my son? I said, sure. Some people are the nicest people you're going to meet. Yeah. And just at the party, it's a communist party, but some of the people are very, very kind.
Exactly.
There was an interpreter. She was a college young lady. And I was leaving after she took us to the Great Wall of China, taking us for a tour. And she was an interpreter. And she was so nice. I was talking to her about my 3 daughters. And she was, wow. She said, so when we were saying goodbye at the end, she started crying. I said, why are you crying? And she said, I wish I had a father like you.
I'm sure everybody does. I wish I had a father like you, too.
And I hugged her. She was crying. Tears come to my even thinking about it now, I feel kind of emotional. But people are good people around the world.
Yes,
and
they are.
How you're brought up and how you teach your kids and your friends. Be loving and caring,
That's absolutely right.
What do you say about loving and caring to the people out there?
Oh, believe me, we love people. That's why I think people from sports and entertainment should be the people who run the world. I do, because look at us. We love people of all races, nationalities. Doesn't matter your political party. We're all there to enjoy like a boxing match or a concert. Nobody cares about what political party you are. So that's why I think sports and entertainment go hand in hand, because we love everybody, no matter what.
Exactly. We're talking about sports. My grandson, which I'm proud to say, my second grandson, I have 2 grandsons, 2 granddaughters, 1 great-granddaughter. Yeah, great-granddaughter.
You have a beautiful family.
So by Bryce Hampton, number 1 for the Vegas Nighthawks. They won the national championship this past Saturday against the Green Bay out of Arizona.
Yeah.
They won 64-61. Woo-hoo. And we were at Lola's restaurant with Shelly and
we had a watch party. It was so much fun.
where Shelly and Wesley perform at Lola's every Saturday night. We'll talk about that a little while. We were watching the game there. It was such a close game. The last quarter, with 5 seconds to go, and the ball was like this much for the line.
Yep.
2 inches for the line. And the defense, my grandson plays defensive back. So he was out there where the Green Bay, they had the ball, and they went for try to make that touchdown, and they put the Vegas Nighthawks pushed them out, and Vegas Nighthawks won the championship.
Yeah.
They've been around for 9 years, Vegas Nighthawks, and this is their first championship, and we're proud to say that my grandson was one of the rookies. He was Rookie of the Year last year for the Vegas Nighthawks. Bryce Hampton, number 1, and he was Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. He's an outstanding player, not because he's my grandson, but he's giving it all he had, like I did with boxing. I gave it all I had. People say, Joe, how do you become a referee? I said, well, let's go back. When I said I was a fighter, winning the 6 Golden Glove championships, winning 18 out of 19 professional fights. And I said, I gave it all I had. I didn't look for no shortcuts. I worked my butt off. I had to go running at 5 o'clock in the morning, running 4 or 5 miles every day. Then go to the gym after school. At 6 o'clock, I'll be at the gym, be there till about 9 o'clock at night. And I did that, my brother and I, back at night, winning all those championships. And you got to give it all you have to make it in anything you do in life. Whether you're a singer, that you were a performer, for how many years you've been performing now?
Oh my God, over 40 now.
40 years.
Yeah.
And you know why they're so popular? They're called Twice as Nice, Wesley and Shelly. They perform every Saturday night at the Lola's Cuisine restaurant.
Yes, New Orleans cuisine.
Yeah, New Orleans cuisine. If you love that Louisiana type food, you got to go to Lola's restaurant. So this coming Saturday, which is 2 days from now, we'll be there to watch you perform again.
Great.
And hopefully we get some of the fans for the Vegas Nighthawks to come out there, hang out with us a little bit. I'll be there. My grandson Bryce may show up. We don't know yet, but we're doing something today with that big ceremony they have for him.
At the M Resort, right?
Before that, it's absolute. They're going to be at the end a couple of hours with Mayor Shirley Berkeley. They're going to do at City Hall.
That's right.
Do a presentation. Then they're going to bus them to the M Hotel where they're going to have a celebration. So if you fans out there want to go hang out at the M Hotel and celebrate with the Vegas Hawks, I'm going to be there. He's going to be there, and so will the whole team, managers and coaches.
We'll be there.
Yeah, but tell me more about you at Wesley with your entertainment.
Oh, let's see. Yesterday we did something fun. Yesterday we performed at a lot of private parties.
Okay.
Yesterday we did a private party at a senior citizen home, and it was the best. It's called Escalante at the Lakes. Beautiful resort. And everybody, there were a lot of people in wheelchairs, a lot of people, they had lays for everybody. It was Hawaiian themed, and, we had Hawaiian music playing before we started.
Yes. I mean, the lays around the neck?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The lays around the neck, yes.
Hawaiian lays.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just asking. They call them lays, right?
Yes, they do.
I know. I'm only kidding, guys.
You are so funny. Oh my God! Well, we had all these people there. We had people in wheelchairs, and at first, they're just sitting there very calm. And then, we played like a couple of Hawaiian songs. We did like Don Ho, and then people, we could tell, we started mixing it up, because all the shows that we perform, we don't like to stick to one style of music, because you don't know what somebody likes. So we like to mix everything into our performances, which is what we did. So we knew there were like a lot of retired military and stuff. So we did songs like Boogie Woogie, Bugle Boy, and those kind of songs, God Bless the USA, all that kind of stuff. And people were just like so into it. And everybody was dancing and clapping and eating and drinking. They made Mai Tais for these people.
Mai Tai?
Yes. Yes.
Not these kind of Thai.
No.
The kind you drink.
The kind you drink.
Yeah.
It's
like a little punch, like a little Hawaiian punch.
Yeah.
With strong liquor to it.
It was very good.
What is it, rum that they put in there?
I think so, yeah. But we all had a little bit, even the people who lived there. So by the end of the show, we did like a 2-hour show. By the end of it, everybody was like wheeling themselves back to their room because the Mai Tais had set in. They're like, time to go to bed.
They were probably dancing on the floor.
They were.
In the wheelchair, right?
Yes. The wheelchairs were spinning around. The people were up and dancing and walking and eating and drinking, and it was just an amazing time.
Was there anybody there that hasn't walked in a month? And they got up last night, they walked last night, they were dancing. But that was good about entertaining. If I had my first choice in my life, would have been to be an entertainer.
Oh, you can sing a little bit. I heard you.
I can sing Far, Far Away. But, that song Far, Far Away where nobody can hear me? That's what I know. But anyway, it is so nice to see people. If I would have had a choice, it would have been music, because I love music. I like to see people dancing. I get a thrill out of watching. I like to watch the YouTube channel. I like to watch the American Got Talent. I watch all those shows, and I just watch entertainers from young kids to old folks out there singing. And I get choked up because I see some people, they finish singing and they're tearing. They're so happy. You got 3,000 people watching them perform. Yeah. Everybody's so happy. Yeah. And they get the golden buzzer. That's my favorite.
No.
It's just great to see the people be happy. I like to see people being happy.
Yeah, especially the kids.
Yeah, kids. And old folks too, Don't forget, you got old folks out there. You got relatives. You got neighbors. You got friends. Call them up, please. Just say hello. See how they're doing. Just check up on them, because there's nothing better than checking up on old folks who really, they're like anybody else. They need people. They need a hug. They need somebody. There was a gentleman, my name was Paul, last week at the, actually the week before last, at Lola's. And it was Paul.
Oh,
he was in a wheelchair. And he couldn't speak. He has a kind of a disease.
Yeah, can't speak.
And he couldn't speak. And I was watching him. He was kind of happy watching your husband perform singing. And I had to get up. I went up there and I said, sir, I don't know you. And his wife said, she said, he can't speak. I said, you mind if I give you a hug? And I gave him a hug. And that man hugged me. He held me so tight, I couldn't believe it. And then she said, he can respond to you on his phone. So he got his phone, he could type whatever to me, your message to me.
Yeah.
He says, I've met you before at your house.
Oh, wow.
I had an event at the house, some kind of governor's event years ago. And then he says, I'm a CEO of par 3 is I told him, so, par 3 is like, a golf course. We have a landscaping company.
Oh.
And he says, and I want you to come by one day, we go for lunch. He was on that. And then he says, we're connected. He wrote on the phone.
That's beautiful.
And his wife was there last Saturday. She comes with a little doggy in her back.
Yeah, May.
and so she sat next to me, and I was saying, how's Paul doing? She said, he's okay. He's away. He had to go on business. He's the CEO of Par 3. It's a landscaping company in Las Vegas. Now, this man has been like this in this condition for 9 years in a wheelchair. He can't speak. But I saw something on AI about they could put something, some kind of a mechanism, something on your head, and they can, whatever you're thinking, it can print it out. Like if you're speaking. So you're thinking, it's being printed out. Instead of you talking, you can't talk, but AI is doing that. And I said to myself, I got when I see him, I got to show him that little report that I got on AI, where he can actually speak with the people by thinking. Monday technology today is unbelievable. So you can imagine if somebody can read my mind, everything I'm thinking about. If I see somebody nice walking by, and they can read what I'm thinking about. But anyway, but that's the bad side about it. But the good side is it can help a gentleman like Paul to be able to speak without actually speaking. But what he's thinking is being printed. That's great.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's why when we're talking about different things like that. So tell us, Saturday night from 6 to 10?
Yeah, so we were going to have so much fun again, just like we do every week. Last week was so special, though, at the watch party. And everybody was up and dancing. And then we had those ladies there from, what was it called? The Del Webb Community Center. Yeah. And they all came out. They hired us for a private party.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and then the week before, we got hired for another private party. And actually, we got hired for 2 private parties.
So if anybody wants to reach, how can they reach you?
They can give me a call, 702-588-1730. And we also just got a brand new website. It's called twiceasnicemusic.com.
Well, twiceasnicemusic.com. Okay.
Yeah.
You and your husband, twice as nice. I go with that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it was great yesterday to party.
Twiceasnicemusic.com. Don't forget that. Twiceasnicemusic.com. What a name. I mean, you should get a lot of followers on that.
Actually, a customer actually gave us our name because what happened was when my husband and I first started working together, I was flying with Pan Am. Yeah. I had done Broadway musicals before. He was with the Stylistics for 8 years and then Lionel Richie and the Commodores for 3 years. And he was playing in a little restaurant in Philadelphia because he was young when he started, didn't know any better. He's writing songs and doing this and doing that and signing away his rights because he doesn't know what he's talking, what they're talking about. And so he was kind of disillusioned. So he's playing by himself in this restaurant in Philly. My girlfriend took me there for my birthday, and we met. And he asked me to come up to the piano and sing a song with him, and I did. And this guy came up to us and said, "I want to hire you both as a new entertainment for my club. I'm opening up in a couple of weeks." But I didn't take the job right then because I was flying with Pan Am. But then eventually, when I left Pan Am, Wesley's like, "Okay, let's get some songs together and go get this guy, some entertainment." And that's how we got started.
That's all started.
Yeah, exactly.
At the beginning of your career, you got married.
Yeah.
You married over 20 years now?
Yeah, 40.
40, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. But anyway, this is why I say, we have the show. We want you guys, to share, like, and subscribe to the show because we like to get much following. I was talking to some people in South Africa on a podcast talk show the other day, and she told me that he was a promoter and the guy was a guest of he was the host of the show, and they were asking me about my career. He knew everything about my career. He talked about fights when I first started referee up until my last fight when I did Canelo Alvarez and Josecito Lopez, which was about 176 world title fight. And I tell you, to this day, I can't really believe that I've gone through so much of boxing. Boxing has been good to me. I've been able to open doors for a lot of individuals. I have a student by the name of, it's a female, her name is Delilah V. Ramos, who's a boxing referee out of Chicago. And I'm so proud of her because she's so dedicated. She puts so much into her training program to be a professional boxing referee. She's doing real good in the amateurs. and I believe I met her here once last year at one of the amateur shows. But she reached out to me, and we got to talking, and she's going to be, believe me when I tell you, she's going to be one of the household names as referee, because she gave it all she has. I never seen a referee, a student, to learn as much as she has. They're talking about being the best at what she wants to do. I like the way she thinks about not fraternizing with the managers, promoters, and boxers. She doesn't know. I sent her some pictures of some fighters. She doesn't even know who they are. She said, "Joe, I really never follow fighters or anybody in boxing." She said, I was always that way. I never got into fraternizing or getting to know them, because maybe one day I have to referee them. Yeah. I said, but these are old pictures, old fights. I used to be, these fighters are already retired. But that's the way she thinks. And I like to see people, more officials, judges, and referees out there watching the show, managers, promoters. Please stay away from the officials. Let the officials do their job. They have to just focus on what they're doing. I like to see judges and referees just call it the way it is, without no favors from judges or referees or promoters, managers. Everybody stays away from the fighters and keep them out of distance like I did. I didn't fraternize with no one. I got to meet some of the fighters after I retired from boxing, like Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes, Lennox Lewis. I got to talk to those guys way after I got retired from boxing. I didn't want to be involved. So as being a good official, you got to be that way. But again, if you guys don't like the refereeing and judging, become an entertainer like Shelly and Wesley. That's what I really loved.
Oh my God, I remember.
You have a friend, Bugsy. Bugsy. He was a drummer for
Patrice, but he was a drummer for Marvin Gaye. But he's getting ready to do a show with my girlfriend, my best girlfriend, Patrice Isley. Yeah, it's coming up, I think, in a week or so. You should come if you're not busy.
Yeah, he was a hell of a nice guy.
He loves you so much.
he said he was talking to Lionel Richie, and Lionel Richie told him, "How do you meet Joe?" He said, "I want to meet Joe." So Lionel Richie, he said, "We're coming out to Vegas, hopefully by the end of the year." Lionel Richie wants to meet me. I said, "Great, anytime." I'm a big fan of his. He said, "Joy, he's one of your biggest fans too."
That would be great, because Wesley played keyboards for Lionel Richie, so that would be a perfect party.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we'd have a good time. But I tell you, fans out there, here in Las Vegas, the entertainment capital of the world, but there's also so many different people from all walks of life that come here to Vegas just to try to get an opportunity. There's so many things happening here in Vegas. It went down for a while because of COVID. It went up, it went back down. Things are getting better again. We get like 40 million tourists a year here in Las Vegas. 40 million, can you imagine that? Just because it's Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to put a name on my forehead, Las Vegas, and maybe people get to like me more.
You don't have to worry, Joe. Everybody loves you.
But anyway, there's a lot of people that don't like me out there, and that's okay too. I love you anyway, no matter what. Love me, hate me. I still love you guys. That's the way I am.
That's why we can be president and vice president. Sports and entertainment bring the world together.
There you go. So we can start our third party called the Fairville Firm Party.
I love it.
Anyway, but it's so much fun to be here. We want to wish our engineer Rick Manning recovery. He going for some treatment, but he was right. He's a fighter, and he's a fighter in my book from day one. I've been with Rick about 6 years, and I've been doing my podcast for over 10 years. So some people celebrate 1 year anniversary. That's years ago for me. I don't celebrate anymore. I'm too old for that. I'm just glad that I'm here with Rick Manning and Shelly Stevens every week. And next week, guess what? I'm going to have Bryce Hampton, my grandson.
Come on, Bryce.
And two of the football players for the Vegas Nighthawks will be on my show next week talking about the victory when they won the national championship.
So exciting.
In Arizona. So you can meet my grandson, Bryce Hampton. I'm very proud to be graduated from Purdue University 2 years ago. He was Rookie of the Year last year, like I said before. And he Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago. He's doing so much for football. Hopefully, the Raiders are here in Las Vegas. Hopefully the Raiders get to watch Bryce Hampton and see what he's got. If you like him, take him. If you don't like him, turn it back to me. I'll take it back home. Anyway, we love you guys out there. Shelly, a couple of words before we wrap it up.
I'll see you Saturday at Lola's. Look for you.
We're looking forward to everybody at Lola's Saturday night. We'll be there hanging out, You know, we have a great party. Hang out. It's like a family there.
Yeah.
With TJ,
and Carlos. Yeah.
You know, and speedy recovery for one
Kelly, Lori, all of them.
Yeah, one of the individuals was ill. I forgot what one of the bartenders. I hope he made it through his surgery. Anyway, God bless you guys. Keep your guards up at all time. Remember, guys, I'm fair but I'm firm. But I'd rather be a singer like SHELLY, my undisputed champion. See you next week.
Bye.